Borderlands is a series that exists, and if you know me in person, you know I'm rather fond of this series. But it's not hard to find people who aren't a fan of the series.
Like,
Hey, do you guys like Borderlands?
No.
Oh, never played.
Yeah, kinda.
No.
It's Borderlands.
So, if you're not a fan of Borderlands, which I assume most of my subscribers aren't, stick around. I'll make it worth your while, because I'm here to try and share with you why I like it at least. So we'll focus on the Borderlands series, supplementing the regurgitation of information with dumb jokes and references. But let me clarify, this is not another hit piece on why playing Borderlands felt like rainy, because there's a lot of videos that can do that for you. What? No, there isn't. Those aren't real. Hey! It's me, but with a wacky aesthetic. This video is just gonna be structured like game by game, but it's an immersive experience. Look, wow. So some of you are, there's spoilers. So if you haven't played the game, you might want to avoid these. I don't know. It's just up to you, but just skip to my take. That's probably what you're here for. So allow me and some fellow Borderlands gamers to rot your brains with Borderlands knowledge.
Can you hit it?
Can I have the phone shredder?
Ooh, shit.
Get the down from there, you're not cool.
Oh! Alright, which one do you want? Once upon a time, FPS and role-playing games had a baby. And that baby was born in 2009. A year late of its original debut, but whatever. It's a game where you shoot bad guys in the face with your friends for the purpose of advancing the story. The game has a signature comic book art style, and it's a staple within the series, and is also the reason why it was delayed. But look at what the game was gonna look like. Ooh, interesting. And you're hearing what the game sounds like right now, and that's thanks to atmospheric music by Sasha D, Chris Velasco, Jesper Kidd, and Raisin Varna. Whatever. In this game, on top of being able to shoot people down, you get an action skill and other skills to help finish the job. Each playable character's action skill and other skills are unique to each character, giving some diversity to the gameplay in each playthrough, because you can only purchase a certain amount of skills with your skill points. We'll talk about the skill trees later. For now, we'll talk about Borderlands' procedurally generated weapon system. Gearbox boasted the game could generate upwards of 17 million guns to fill your render distance with
Load of literal dog shit.
awful guns. So let's talk about the guns it generates. These are your guns. I'm not gonna say them aloud. Don't get too excited though, you can only equip 4 at one time. Second, class mods, shields, relics, and grenades exist as well. Class mods boost the character you're playing. Shields can take a beating until they break and they gotta recharge. Iridian relics gives you little elemental boosts, and you know what a grenade does. You can only use weapons of your level or lower, and they're generated on a rarity scale of white to green to blue to purple to orange. There's also pearlescents, but they're not fun to get your hands on. Segue. All the guns in the game are manufactured differently, with each manufacturer having an edge over the others in one stat in particular. Atlas, an all-rounder. Dahl, recoil isn't an excuse anymore. Iridian, unlimited ammo, you gotta recharge though. Hyperion, pretty accurate. Jacobs, high damage beats elemental. Malawan, elemental beats high damage. High ammo capacity is why they're still in business. Tedior, cheap and easy to reload. Torg, power. Vladov, just keep firing. Also, I mentioned elements. That's because there's 4 flavors that your weapon could be. Fire, which is good against flesh. Electric, which is good against shields. Corrosive, which is good against armor. And explosive. Explosions! Whew. Guns done. Borderlands also features an outrunner vehicle, and another vehicle if you have DLCs, that you can drive around, which is convenient for open world exploration and other things. Splat. Also, when you eventually beat the game, you can go beat it again in playthrough 2. Except the difficulty is ramped up, so you're fighting enemies that are suited to your character who's already beaten the game. Even if it's not for you, there's DLC that you can buy to expand your gaming experience and get a little bit more out of the game's lore and world, and a few more baddies and guns to get as well. Can't make that jump. Or can I? Let's talk about the story. Here's the setting. Vaults worth of fortune are left behind by the Iridians, ancient aliens. Atlas, one of the mega corporations, have already found a vault, giving them an edge over their competitors. So Dahl colonizes Pandora and sends convicts to mine to find a vault. Patricia Tannis, a xenoarchaeologist, figures out there is a vault. Atlas wants the vault. Atlas invades Pandora. The rich colonists escape, and everyone else is left behind until the planet devolves into a lawless wasteland. Game. You and a team of 3 other vault hunters arrive to Pandora in search of a vault. Start to receive some instructions from a guardian angel on how to get the vault. You help out a claptrap robot, a mechanic called Scooter, and Dr. Zed by killing some bandits. Get a car from Scooter. Angel tells you to kill some more bandits, stumble across some sort of key. Commandant Steele, a siren and the leader of Atlas's Crimson Lance, lets you know that she wants the vault key. And Tannis wants to open the vault with the finished key, but
the vault can only be opened once every 2 centuries.
Guess what? That time is coming close. So she contacts you over Echo and helps you get the other 3 pieces. You kill a bunch of bandits and get the other 3 pieces. Pranked ya? There were only 2 pieces left, and Steele forced Tannis to prank you so she could open the vault herself. Steele turns off the Echo network, you go to Atlas's HQ, kill some Crimson Lance, save Tannis, who apologizes. Angel can speak to you again once you turn the Echo on, and tells you where the vault is. Kill some Crimson Lance and Iridian Guardians to get there. Steele opens the vault right in front of you and is decked by the Destroyer. Angel explains that the vault was a prison for the Destroyer. Kill the Destroyer and the vault seals up again. Find out Angel was speaking to you through a Hyperion satellite, and Claptrap becomes an interplanetary ninja assassin. One of these is more important. Quick DLC while I'm at it. Dr. Ned, you just kill a lot of zombies. It's not that deep. General Knox, it's funny. You deal with Athena, and I get to kill people, which is great. Nah. Oh, he's dead. Moxie's Underdome is pretty good. You just get to go back and fight a bunch of enemies you've already fought before. It does also have the early seeds of Mayhem mode planted because you have random effects happening. We'll touch on that later, but one little tidbit, make sure you pick up all your guns when they land on the ground because they do disappear.
Why did it disappear?
Claptrap's Robelution is, aside from being like quite a big joke, it's pretty fun. You get to shoot claptraps, you get to get a lot of loot by the end of it, and you get to end robot racism, so that's nice.
I've grown beyond my programming, beyond my enslavement, and beyond my patience for your kind.
Look, when this game came out, I was still in year 1, so I didn't get my hands on it until 2017. Which is a year after I got Borderlands 2. And I only played that game for a bit when I first got it, and then just, you know, went back to Borderlands 2. Before starting this video, my hours for the game were an exact 1/10 of my hours on the pre-sequel. Now that I have finished the game is pretty good. It's cool. And just because it's my least played, don't let that dissuade you from playing this cool, fun game. The game is groundbreaking for its time and still holds up a bit. When it first came out, it had a lot of unique and fun abilities never seen before. Also, if you're like me and you've played the other games first, it's cool to go play those story NPCs and experience the Borderlands lore firsthand. My main complaints are patched out in Borderlands 2 as well, so it's not really fair to complain about things like, you know, health vials taking up inventory space, although that's a cool thing. Cars feeling weird to drive, level scaling for missions just being a bit weird sometimes, and the hit reg being a bit wonky. Oh, that one's probably just because I was playing online a lot, but You know, a lot of these problems, they're ironed out come Borderlands 2, so it's not really fair to complain about them. This is a solid game. Love it. If I got it when it first came out, I would definitely have played it more. Alright, so you know another thing that makes this game good? The characters. Let's talk about those. The characters depicted are how myself or my friends play the character. Obviously, we're not following guides from Violent Puma Gaming, Killer6, or JotsDude193, as much as I like those guys. This is not intended as a guide on how to play all the characters. This is a taste of how we play our characters, authorized by the Australian
Roland, the soldier. Or I call mine Gustavo.
But you can call me Gus.
Gross skill tree generalization. Combat medic. Combat death. Rounds and rounds. Supply immunities. Assault and pepper. Shoot 'em. As the soldier, I gun people down and get into pinches as a result. So aside from just running to cover, I can run to my turret and it can kiss me better and give me more bullets, but only if I settle up real close enough so it can hear my sweet nothings.
Hello, everyone. My name is, and I like to play Mordecai. Shoot people in the head and kill them instantly. Shoot people in the head and kill them instantly, but with a pistol. Still shoot people in the head and kill them instantly, but you have a pet bird that loots their headless corpse. Well, you see, at the end of the day, Mordecai's really one of those, deranged serial murderer types. Your aim might be top-notch, pal, but when your only job is to rain down blood and death on all those who oppose you with absolute ease, the game becomes less about the innocent enjoyment of finding different colored guns and chests, and more about whether or not the joy you feel watching your enemies' heads pop like balloons comes from a deep and not yet fully developed murderous rage. But this is just a game, right?
Lilith, the Siren, otherwise known as
really
Sick Chick.
Gross skill tree generalization.
Melee and gun damage. Elemental Hawk, don't be defined by just one. Daze and confuse, and heal what you lose. As a Siren, I thoroughly enjoy this cool feature in the video game called Elemental Damage. Now I can't be profiled into just being a Firehawk, so I gotta spread my wings and coat people in every flavor flav. I can also press the F key to get myself out of the stickiest of situations. And ditch your friends. And then deal a devastating melee attack followed by an elemental slog of bullets, with a side helping of kill skills I've picked up along the way. Brick, the Berserker. Oh, mine's called the Slab King because I played the second game. The Wall of Meat and Rage. Mr. Fister, fist into a bloody mist. Rocketeer, it's not rocket science. As Brick, I close the distance with baddies and then let loose a flurry of abuse. Every character in this game has melee capabilities, but Brick is the Slab King, so he does it better.
Oh, man!
I like this game. Borderlands 2. After the success of the first Borderlands game, it was only natural for Gearbox to spawn a sequel, so here it is, baby. Another multiplayer role-playing looter shooter with the same-ish loot system and with a few more tiers on the rarity scale. Here they are. I'm not going to say them aloud. Which only means better chances for legendaries, which are still slim, and a lot more guns. Sort of. And speaking of weapons, the weapon types are merged and streamlined. Can you not send me a message while I'm trying to record? The weapon types are merged and streamlined. For example, repeater pistols, machine pistols, revolvers are now in the same pistol category. So here are the types of weapons. But the gimmicks of each manufacturer are a lot more apparent in this game, and they specialize in certain weapons.
Dahl has low recoil, burst fire when looking through the sights, and camouflage are there. Pistols, SMGs, sniper rifles, and assault rifles. Dahl also specializes in combat-ready Betty grenades that tactically cover the enemy in bullets, as well as booster shields that drop boosters under enemy fire.
Dude, Model 1 weapons are like about being in your element, man. And sharing that with others. They come in snipers, SMGs, rocket launchers, and pistols, dude. And they take on 2 shield types, like spike shields that harm melee attackers, and nova shields that make elemental explosions, man. And they've got transfusion grenade.
And what that does, dude, is it blows up and then heals you and stuff. Tor guns shoot slow projectiles that explode on impact. Explosions can be fired from pistols, shotguns, rocket launchers, and assault rifles. Tor also makes Nova and Spark shields. Mallowan, and grenades that explode, creating more grenades which then explode! Jacob's weapons are about being a cowboy, which means high recoil, low magazine sizes, and no elemental damage, and high damage. And the gun fires as quick as you can pull that there trigger, which applies to their shotguns, pistols, and assault rifles, but not their snipers. You won't be a cowboy. Right, boy? Bandit can replace SNS, so have lots of bullet in round. Have all gun except sniper. Also copy boomstick from Dahl, Torg, and TDR. Also make Roid shield that makes your punches stronger when break.
People think you're gonna buy it when you're crap.
Hyperion guns are super accurate thanks to a negative recoil. If you're messing with these guns, it's your own fault. Perfectly designed pistols, SMGs, sniper rifles, and shotguns. As well as an amp shield that drains shield for damage. And singularity grenades that let you bring the bad guys to the boom! Not the other way around, you dumb You Pandora! TDR guns are a cheap, quick reloading garbage. Seriously, just chuck the gun away. It explodes and then you Digistructs in your hands. Buy cheap pistols, SMGs, shotguns, rocket launchers, and assault rifles. You! Not anymore. Have a shield with a slightly quicker recharge rate and low delays. No gimmicks guaranteed. Might as well take a grenade that does nothing. Beats Bandit. For the price of one Hyperion gun, you could get 3 TDRs. Don't get ripped off, you schmuck. Buy a TDR today.
Vladov weapon, fire quick. Vladov makes sniper, pistol, assault rifle, and rocket launcher. Vladov also makes shield that outsmart bullet through absorption. And Vladov make area of effect grenade.
Anshin makes all the health vials lying around, but more importantly, they have a resistance and health boosting shields.
Pangola make the grenade ammunition, man, but more importantly, they make turtle shields that have high capacity and carry speed, haha! I just felt like doing it like that. The game has an updated comic book art style and a much larger story thanks to Anthony Birch.
Remember that name.
Because he's behind making a more comedic game with a more iconic cast of characters supplemented with atmospheric music by Jesper Kid, Sasha D, and Chris Velasco. New car is added to the game, the Bandit Technical, and the cars are a lot nicer to drive in this game compared to Borderlands 1. Also in this game is another pack of DLCs, Playthrough 2, now dubbed True Vault Hunter mode, but more importantly, another gameplay mode, Ultimate Vault Hunter. This mode is harder as it scales all the enemies to your level and beyond. It makes them harder to combat. And once you hit the level cap of 80, if you have all the DLC, you can take it further by beating the raid on Digistruct Peak and increasing the level of your loot and enemies up to 10 extra levels.
Translation: everything is 10 levels higher than you, so you die very quickly without the new elemental damage type slag.
Speaking of slag, you coat enemies in it, and they take 3 times more damage.
Not today. Tyson, for quick! Get out!
In Borderlands 2, it's been 5 years since the events of the first game. After opening the vault in the first game, Iridium is everywhere and Hyperion gets rich off of it and sets up shop in Pandora. You play as a team of vault hunters. We've done this bit. You and your vault hunting buddies are sought out by Hyperion's CEO, Handsome Jack, who's hiring vault hunters to help him find a new vault. Pranked ya. He wants you dead. Also, he's a douche. So Angel tells you to get to Sanctuary to meet with the Crimson Raiders led by Roland. Hey, that's the guy from the first game. To get there, you kill some bandits. Then you kill some bandits and save Lilith. Then you kill some bandits and Hyperion robots and save Roland. Then wake up Mordecai.
You kill some bandits.
While there, you meet Tiny Tina, who helps you to get to a train with the vault key on board. Pranked ya. Kill Handsome Jack's right-hand man, Wilhelm. Take his Hyperion power core and put it into Sanctuary's defenses and be immune to Hyperion raids. Double prank ya. Angel betrays everyone and lowers the shield, and then Scooter makes the city fly away with Lilith's phase-walking help. Angel promises to not goose everyone again, kill Hyperion employees and animals to get Claptrap and upgrade. You kill some bandits, meet Brick. Kill Jack's girlfriend Nisha if you want. Angel is a siren, surprise! Angel wants you to kill her because Jack needs a siren to use Iridium to open the vault, and he's not gonna wait another 200 years for that. Also, Angel is Jack's daughter.
Dead.
Jack kills Roland, Lilith gets captured, you kill some bandits, and Hyperion to find out where the vault is.
Just go, Slam. Go.
Fight Handsome Jack, who uses the vault key to awaken the warrior. Kill the warrior, kill Handsome Jack, done.
What the? Are those vaults?
You know what that means.
Borderlands 3. Also, some quick DLC summaries. Captain's Guards DLC. You fight pirates, you get cool guns. Great DLC. Torgs, badass competition, and explosions. Great. Hammerlocks. Hunting beasts, get Jacobs. Good. Tina's. You play D&D. And that's the best one. And it's not just because it's D&D. It's incredible, and I don't want to spoil it, even in the spoiler section. Headhunters. Don't buy these at full price. It's just one boss. Alright. Commander Lilith. The bridge to Borderlands 3. It's good.
Supplies.
Menu.
I like this game, but believe it or not, I didn't just pick it up when it first came out in 2012 because I was too busy being a dumb little idiot. I got this game in 2016 when one of my friends told me to get the game over and over. Then I finally got it when Lord Newell himself bestowed a Steam sale upon me. Then my friend only played it with me once. So when I booted that sucker up, I didn't get it at first. I went up to the Bloodshots without knowing how to spend skill points.
Translation, I'm a dumbass.
The only other FPS game I've played at the time was TF2, and I was still new to the genre. I was used to games like Pokemon and Little Big Planet up until the third one, because the third game sucked. Wait a minute.
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
But once I got the hang of it, I was hooked. The story, the guns, the characters... Oh, it's alright. No, it's more than alright. It's all right. I craved more. So that same year, I bought the Tiny Tina DLC, and the year after, I went to EB Games and bought Borderlands 2 Game of the Year Edition, and I got to experience it all. There's nothing more I could want out of the series. Oh my god, is that Borderlands Take Over Your Life bundle, offering all the games so far, including all DLC? On sale? Yeah, so I copped that and got the Headhunter DLCs as well. So much content. I could play this game for years. But then as the years went on, I was less engaged playing it over and over because, let's face it does get repetitive if you're playing the game more than once by yourself. So it kind of just turned into a casual game that I turn on and just farm for a legendary while listening to a podcast or something, and then turn it off. Which, by the way, legendaries aren't easy to find, so I would be farming for a while. Yeah, as I'm writing this script and recording it right now, I'm only on OP 8 with my 0, and he's my highest level character. So I promise to get to OP 10 before this video comes out. Now, let's talk characters. Gage, the Necromancer. I call mine anarchic because it's this funny. Alright, gross skill tree generalization. Trade accuracy for damage, and scream more. Electricity. Oh yeah, and the other elements. Making yourself better, and death trap. You know how Gage gets death trap? Yeah, I use the skills to transform me into a kill-fueled scout main who trades accuracy for damage and loves crit meat-shotting slagged up fools, creating explosions of electricity and slagging death trap so he can slag even more fools during my rampage. Here's the shtick. Build anarchy, be inaccurate, but do lots of damage. And activate Discord to get some health, accuracy, and fire rate. But here's the thing, you don't need to be accurate if your shotgun is this close away. Axton, the Commando.
At your service.
Well, mine's called Boomer. Right, into the dumpster. GSTG, ignore death. Sometimes use explosives, but don't forget to use that turret. Use your turret. Use the turret, you stupid... Look, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Axton kinda sucks. Well, mine at least. Mine gets downed a lot. But that's okay. Because I don't get downed if I just grit through it. And I've got more time to be throwing down turrets that explode, outrun my abusers, use my increased weapon swap speed to coat bad guys in that good purple stuff, and then equip my Kablaster to make even more explosions. And if I get downed, I throw a grenade because I can do that, and no one else can. Maya the Siren.
Booyah.
Or Infinite Ikea. Yes, I like Lord Bung. GSTG. Soak people in different flavors of pain. Corrosion is brutal. Keep yourself and others alive without a grog nozzle. Boost your phase lock and yourself. Look, from my experience, Maya is usually played as an SMG shredder or delegated to supporting their team. I am an e-girl after all. Except my friends don't play this game anymore. So mine is both. But like a man with a prosthetic leg, I lean more towards one side than the other, and my side is regenerating all my health back, without needing the grog nozzle. But, you know, why not use it? And yes, I do shred enemies with my SMG, but not as optimally, because you never know when a friend comes on who wants to take on a raid boss with support. Any day now.
Krieg the Psycho.
I saw the
Or mine's called Dead Meat. GSTG. Set yourself on fire, and others. Hit yourself in the face, and others. Explode everyone! Except for you. Slag. Get hurt. Throw grenades. Get your health back. Get hurt more. Build bloodlust. Rage and become a tank to hurt others like they hurt you.
Also, blood explosions.
Hello, I'm FatNatoli. I'm going to be showing you Salvador. His name is Henry because 2017 me said Henry would be a good name for Salvador. The left tree gives you money shot, which is good damage. And then the middle tree is all about gun zerking forever. I also enjoy busts that can't slow down because movement speed. Now standing behind me right now is the bunker. The bunker's crit spot is bigger than Salvador's skill ceiling. That was a close one, guys. Inconceivable would be like, free shots, bang, 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 and it makes a loud noise. Yeah, you just got outplayed.
You're just the better player.
Now, I'm not using much brain power on this. I'm kind of just shooting him with, you know, both triggers held down. Doesn't really require much. Oh, and he's dead. Welcome back. This is cool stuff you can do as Salvador. We're dead.
Zero the Assassin. Or Probed, cause he's an alien. GSTG. Slice and dice until you get to ultimate. Sneak and streak. And deathmark. Snipe and wipe. Just snipe. My Zero is a sniper who lives off of critical hits and critical hit damage, but who's also a baby who can't take much damage. So my job is to do as much critical damage as possible, either with snipers or SMGs. And if people get a bit too close for comfort, that's when I make like a Kanye and Kim and split. Use deception to go invisible, throw kunai, do bonus damage when you re-emerge. And do this.
Is this Ryan Reynolds?
Love to have niche plan.
Borderlands the pre-sequel is basically just Borderlands 2, but out of this world. So, because it's similar, I'm just going to be focusing on the stuff that's different as to not repeat myself. The pre-sequel came out in 2014 and it was developed by 2K Australia and Gearbox. One of those will become important later. It's the only Borderlands game where you don't have a siren in the cast of playable characters, and it's the first game to not be on Pandora. The story focuses on how Handsome Jack came to be. But because the game is similar to Borderlands 2, I'll just quickly list the changes to the gameplay without talking about the characters yet. In certain areas there's low gravity and oxygen management is supposed to be a thing, but don't worry about it, you'll be fine. Iridian relics are replaced by Oz kits that keep your oxygen and allow you to slam into enemies and double jump. They also stop you from dying in space, but they're made by Hyperion, Torg, Tedior, Vladoff, and Dahl. Jump pads exist. Technical and outrunners are replaced by moon buggies and stingrays. There are now laser weapons made by Tedior, Malawan, Hyperion, and Dahl. Slag is out, Cryo is in, making it easier to shoot frozen goons. Enemies are a bit more manageable at ultimate difficulty now that Slag is gone from the game. Grind unwanted weapons into ones you might want with the new grinder. Glitch rarity replaces Seraph and gives you random glitch buffs, which is good fun. Also, a new weapon manufacturer replaces Bandit.
Hi, g'day, mate. You know, you f***ing look like you need a f***ing scab gun. You know, you can scab guns and everything. Do, mate. You know, f***ing loads of ammo so you can keep that fire and that day or f***ing damn day, mate. Because you head down to the servo, grab a couple of more ammo, you can go back in there, kill more of them, and you shoot them. And we also make f***ing guns and grenades, mate. Scab bandit, what's the difference? They're f***ing sick guns. There's a difference. I'll tell you what, mate.
Now, aside from the gameplay, the graphics are again similar to Borderlands 2, but there's a ton of new models, guns, vehicles, all that good stuff, and it's got space music, thanks to Jesper Kidd, Des Shaw, and Justin Mullins. Also, a role-playing addition to the game is your character speaks and interacts with NPCs instead of being a dead-eyed brainlet that says nothing the whole game. The use of it in this game is really, really nice, and it's engaging, and it's kind of funny to hear what they have to say and gives you a bit of an insight into what your character is thinking and what kind of character you're playing.
I've got a job to finish.
Also, yes, the comedy holds up in my opinion compared to Borderlands 2, but
because this game was developed down under, a lot of the characters wear their fair dinkum true blue Southern Crosses on their sleeves, and that might not translate as well to people who don't speak Australian.
There's still Ultimate Vault Hunter in Borderlands pre-sequel. No OP levels to go with it though, because the only 2 bits of DLC in this game are Claptastic Voyage and the Holodome. Which is...
Guess what song came on?
Fine. In Borderlands the pre-sequel, Handsome Jack hires a bunch of Vault Hunters to help him find a vault on Elpis, which is Pandora's moon. Surprise! Colonel Zarpedon and her Dahl soldiers take over Helios, Hyperion's super cool space station, and use a laser inside the eye of Helios to try and blow up the moon, and everyone on it, to save a bunch of people in the future, but, you know, that doesn't matter, because they're about to kill a lot of people right now. Stakes established. You meet a bunch of people, and after a few Australian jokes...
Sorry, my best mate in the whole wide world's gone missing, and I could really use some help finding him. I think it was a him, unless it was a her. Nah.
You find out the cause of Dahl's control. It's the Marif. The Marif is cooperative until he betrays Jack. Jack does the 1-2 skidoo and murders him because he's not having any of that. Kill some more scavs, set up a robot army, and kill a robot AI because you really have to. Go back to Hyperion, save the workers, retake the station with Roland and Lilith. Jack suspects one of his workers is a mole, so he kills all of them. Kill Zarpedon, go to shut off the laser. Find out that the eye of the destroyer is powering the laser. Moxie helps you shut it off by blowing it to hell. Jack feels betrayed because he's been betrayed. Go to the vault on Elpis, kill or spare a surrendering Dahl soldier, kill the remaining Dahl soldiers piloting a ROM Kampfjet Mark V, even though your character doesn't want to kill the Dahl soldiers, kill some more Dahl soldiers affected by Iridian power and some Iridian guardians to boot, defeat the Sentinel, and the treasure inside the vault is knowledge. Jack sees into the future, Lilith punches Jack in the face, branding the vault symbol into his head, and Jack finally loses it and kills the CEO of Hyperion, Mr. Tacitus, and becomes Handsome Jack.
Handsome Jack.
And then the Watcher says war is coming and we'll need all the Vault Hunters we can get. Oh my god, Borderlands 3 hype time. Woo!
That is relatable!
I got this game with the Borderlands Take Over Your Life bundle in 2018 because, you know, I had already got Borderlands 2 Game of the Year Edition and Borderlands 1 Game of the Year Edition to boot, so, you know, got it nice and cheap during the Steam sale. Notice a trend here?
Tangent alarm.
I got Tales from the Borderlands with this bundle as well, just wanted to clear that up. It's a very good game, obviously very story rich and gameplay lacking, so I won't talk about it on end without spoiling the whole thing. I just wanted to briefly touch base, I like it, and it's sort of connected to pre-sequel, so I want to bring it up. It's a good game. Back to pre-sequel. My first impressions of this game was the constant reminder of, hey mate, you know, 2K Australia made this game? It was a bit jarring at first, then I gradually got into it because, you know, this game isn't Borderlands 2 and it's kind of funny. Oz jokes aside, the gameplay is pretty good. The guns feel good, and the characters themselves feel very fun to play. But gaming in space does come at a cost. And that cost is fire weapons. Just kidding, I don't care. Sort of. And the game feels sort of floaty, because we're in space.
Oh!
Oh no! Anyway, the game is similar to Borderlands 2, but it's missing a lot of content that Borderlands 2 had, because, well, it just doesn't have that much DLC, which is a shame, because that kind of cuts the replayability a bit. And you know, I feel like I would have enjoyed to see more DLC, because I enjoyed Claptastic Voyage, and I enjoyed Gage and Axton talking back and forth with Athena in the Holodome. But, you know, I only really played this game with my friends, so I wish there was more. Nisha, the Lawbringer,
Nisha here?
or as I know her, Deranger. GSTG, kill everyone, you fire wildly. Kill everyone. With big irons. Kill everyone. I got spurs that slam, bash, slam. The best part of Nisha's showdown skill is that you can just waltz into any area and just f***ing delete everyone. I'm not exaggerating. The rest of her skills are just about reloading, firing, and dealing damage better. And why would you make them anything else when she's this good? Glaptrap, the Frag Trap, or I call him Luna Trap. GSTG, random buffs and debuffs. Health and friendship, damage and explosion.
Boom boom bang bang baby!
Let's get real for a second. What does it mean to be a claptrap? Be more vulnerable to corrosion? Not needing oxygen? Being
Bro, dab me up, bro, dab me up.
Well, yes, but also being a chaotic little shit.
You actually old, bro. Oh, dude.
What the f is that grenade, man? Can we have a skit where it's just kind of like, you know, don't know much about Handsome Jack. Jordan just kind of wanted me here because my name's Jack. Or not. Never mind, that skit's terrible.
Jack's class was himself to benefit himself. Gotta look where that came from, but it seems a bit self-centered. Most of Jack's skills are shit, but there's one that does change everything: leadership. This skill makes so when your copies die, you benefit from it. Activating your kill skills in reviving yourself if you go down. This skill works with the other skill, Absolute Advantage. This skill score makes so there's an upwards chance of 80% not to fire a bullet. So guns like Jacob shotguns are just automatic. This skill combined with other ones make bosses, mobbing, anyone else a piece of piss. Anyways, I'll show you the absolute damage, and if you can hear me over the shotgun, it's pretty dumb and it might be broken. Anyways, Jack's pretty fun, and you know, I recommend playing it.
Aurelia, the Baroness. Mine's called Sub-Zero because, well, you'll see. GSTG, hire chumps and be stronger. Chill out and freeze easy. Sniping. It's easier when they're frozen. As a fan of Zero from the hit 2012 looter shooter Borderlands 2, I based my Baroness's skills around sniping. And some of her skills that just make sniping a little bit better than Zero, so that makes me a happy camper. And if you're like me, my gaming chair isn't quite esports level, so with her other skills, I can freeze the baddies in place so I can click on the critical part easily. Wilhelm, the Enforcer, otherwise known as Brooding Bot. GSTG, this is Saint skill tree, also survival. This is Wilhelm's skill tree, also damage. This is Wolf's skill tree, also more damage. Wolf and I go around killing people, and Saint stays back and heals me. Yep, that's my playstyle. Athena, the Gladiator, or full perps, because it's purple. GSTG, be in your element, mainly shock, hack and slash, and make them bleed. Use the Aspis, just do it. As the Gladiator, I use skills to cut out the middlemen, to get to know my foes more intimately. I also have a shield that absorbs damage and returns that damage to sender. So you better believe, brother, my finger will be bashing the F key when so much as a baby torque rears its ugly head. Actually, no, that's justified. Borderlands 3 is the long-awaited next installment in the series, and with 5 years since the last Borderlands game, you can kind of see why. And it's impressive to see an updated version of the classic Borderlands art style with a much better look. Character customization is also a lot nicer in this game, which you gotta appreciate. The animation is especially better and more emotive compared to the stiff interactions you'd have with the NPCs in previous games. The dialogue voice lines your character will say in response to NPCs make a return, as well as the signature Borderlands comedic touch. Music is also very atmospheric and holds up to its predecessors thanks to the return of Jesper Kyd and Raisin Varna, and Finishing Move Inc. and Michael McCann creating music for the game as well. There's also new car parts, so you can customize your vehicles, and a new kind of vehicle to boot. The Cyclone, and a smoother feel to, driving all around is appreciated, which is handy considering, how much bigger the locations are. Also, if you don't feel like driving to where you need to go, you can fast travel from your menu at any time to any location you've been to before. Even off-world. Yeah, that's right. There's more than just Pandora to explore in this game, making the game so much bigger. Another neat addition is cooperation and co-opetition modes. Co-opetition is, your classic Borderlands, but cooperation scales the levels of the enemies you fight to your level among friends, and the loot that drops is separate. You might pick up a legendary on your screen that your friend might not be able to get. Ultimate is gone, but that's okay because there's an equivalent, Mayhem mode. A toggleable mode similar to OP that increases the difficulty by 10,000% at max level, and rewards up to 2,500% at the 10th level. But you don't have to complete an OP gauntlet to get to it, just move the slider. It also comes with a few random effects that could either help or hinder you. Examples include elemental resistance or super big heads! Filled in? Good. Let's talk guns.
After the oversaturation of rarity scales in Borderlands pre-sequel and 2 more specifically, they decided to dial it back. The only rarest is legendary now.
Laser weapons are gone, but Cryo is here to stay. Slag is out for good because now we have Radiation. Radiation is basically Blood Splosion, the element with the AoE status damage centered on the unlucky irradiated goon until they burst. Anointed baddies, they're really not nice to fight against, I'll be honest, but the anointed guns, shields, grenades you can get your hands on, well, they're a little bit worth flipping up the difficulty to get more mayhem. The better the mayhem, the more interesting the perks of your anointed guns could be. There's no saying it'll be the gun with the perk you want, but they're just, gun manufacturers have been busy with some more features to write home about. Either an alternate shooting mode, which is basically just another gun for your gun, or another new funky mode. All while keeping the features from past games. All your favorite gun manufacturers are back with 2 new ones coming out of the woodwork, technically.
Atlas, cutting edge aim assist. Shoot a tracker down on the uglies you want gone, hold down the trigger, and smart bullets will find a new home in that sucker, making pistols, assault rifles, and rocket launchers, and a few grenades.
COV guns with no clip because you can keep shooting until the gun overheats and breaks. Similar to Iridian guns, but Bandit guns have bullet management. Just kidding, you're likely to keep firing until they break anyway. Reloading, refixing a gun, what's the difference? They also make pistols, assault rifles, and rocket launchers, you pissant!
Now you know the rest, so I'll quickly cover the guns and their gimmicks. Dahl, assault rifles, sniper rifles, SMGs, and pistols. Now you can toggle between 2 of automatic, semi-automatic, and burst fire. Hyperion, SMGs, sniper rifles, and shotguns. Guns come with a shield. Torg, shotguns, pistols, assault rifles, and rocket launchers. Toggle sticky explosives. Malawan, shotguns, sniper rifles, SMGs, pistols, toggle between 2 elements. Tedior, pistols, SMGs, shotguns, throw to reload, and it now chases baddies. Jacobs, pistols, shotguns, assault rifles, and sniper rifles. Crits cause bullets to ricochet. Vladov, pistols, snipers, assault rifles, rocket launchers, bonus gun to toggle to. That's it. Set 7 years after the events of Borderlands 2, Lilith recruits some Vault Hunters to help her fight the Children of the Vault, which, all psychos and fanatics that I assume decked all the nomads for their queen, Tyreen. Oh, and Troy. Actually, I prefer Troy. Tyreen steals Lilith's power. Then you leave Pandora to go help out with Lorelei, Zero, and Reese deal with a Malawan breach on Promethea. Then help Maya with Malawan on Athenas. Then go back to Promethea, help Reese deal with Malawan again, then kill a Vault Monster. Then Troy kills Maya, and it's very much Ava's fault. Like, actually pause for a second. I don't get this part of the game. She gets killed. Really? Were they just trying to recreate the impact of Roland's death? Do the writers that aren't Anthony Birch know that we're told in Borderlands 2 there can only be 6 sirens in the universe at one time? Look, I get that they need Troy to have Maya's power for the game's story to progress, and he does some cool stuff with it. Fine. But they could have just taken her power away like they did with Lilith and leave her alive, therefore making Ava irrelevant, but she's not that bad, but whatever. Because at the end, Maya could just get her powers back like Lilith does. I just don't get it. This is the point of no return. Buckle in.
No! No!
She got a gun.
Dude, nice TDO. Wait, Troy is like Maya now, okay? What? Dude, Maya's dead. Fuck.
Yeah.
She got a Minecraft encyclopedia.
Where were we?
Anyway, you go to Eden 6, help Hammerlock and his boyfriend Wainwright get rid of Aurelia, and kill a Vault Monster. She was against doing evil stuff for Jack by the end of the pre-sequel, but whatever, it's fine. Also, that part was super rushed, but it's a big chunk of the game getting to that vault. Then you save Tannis from Penn and Teller back on Pandora in the best boss fight in the whole game, and find out that she's a siren with Angel's powers?
What? What are you talking about?
Then kill Troy to stop him from killing Tyreen and using Elpis to open Pandora, which is the Great Vault. Then Tyreen runs away with Lilith's powers and Ava gets Maya's, and Pandora is still opening. Then you go to Necrotafeo, find the first Vault Hunter, Typhon de Leon. Fight Malawan again, then Typhon is revealed as Tyreen and Troy's father. Can I please just finish the game? And dies!
Looks like he's dead.
You kill Tyreen after she merges with the Vault Monster from the first game. No, stupid. The Vault Monster that you kill in the first game is still alive? The Vault Monster, whose eye was taken out of it and put into an Eye of Helios, it's alive. Whatever. It's over, dead, and it won't come back ever again. Then Lilith sacrifices herself to go kill a bunch of people on Elpis and stop Pandora from being destroyed. Game over. Now, despite my complaining, the DLCs are actually really good. Handsome Jackpot gives me Timothy Lawrence closure and loader bots. Great. Hammerlock and Wainwright's is about cult body horror and marriage, so it's the best one. Bounty of Blood. Cool aesthetic and cooler guns. Good. Krieg's... There's more Krieg with more claptastic vibes. Great. I don't want the cuts. I don't want them. Imagine liking Tyreen over Troy.
Wow.
I'm saying it. I'm saying it, man.
Why would you like?
I'm calling out Daniel. You know who you are.
Ooh, we have a special snowflake!
When this game was first announced, I was hyped. You know, I was excited because it was already alluded to in pre-sequel, and another DLC had come out for Borderlands 2, basically confirming that the third was on its way. So when Borderlands 3 was announced, I was ready to pre-order until it was revealed as an Epic exclusive.
Bruh.
Oh, just you know, for only 6 months. Look, long story short, I don't like Epic games. Moving on, I waited, while some of my friends played on console or Epic, but I'm dumb, so I waited, avoiding spoilers, that kind of thing. Then, the night before it was available on Steam, I could get all the DLC with the game for the price of the game normally, because there was a pre-release sale on Steam. So I copped that, and booted the game. I've already had my whinge about the things I don't like about the main story in my spoiler section, but one quick one for old time's sake. The humor. Sometimes it feels like the humor just feels the same as the last game, which isn't good because the last game was 5 years ago. The DLC that I've played definitely makes up for it, but you shouldn't be expected to have to pay for DLC. Gameplay. Oh my god, this game feels and looks amazing. To play, oh my gosh, to play all the characters is so much fun. The abilities are fun, I love the weapons in this game, and it's just a lot more than I could ever expect or hope for. One gripe that I do have, might sound stupid, I don't like legendaries being everywhere. Have the legendaries be set to certain bosses instead of just having world drops drop every time you kill a badass. It's just ridiculous. Look at this. Okay, let's be a bit more fair. I've been playing this game for a while, so in my Guardian tokens, I can just buy a lot of loot chance at... Oh, it's a bit less than 2%. No matter, I am playing on Mayhem mode. On Mayhem, one of the abilities you can get is Loot Explosion, where every time you kill an enemy with a critical hit, there's a 10% chance of it being a Loot Explosion. Oh, I don't have that. Oh, but it is Mayhem 5 after all, so, you know, that does boost my loot chance, but even still, there's no bosses here. They're just badasses. Anyway, when you finally get to Mayhem 11, it does cut the loot and it cuts out the silly effects, so you finally get there, but you can't get there at the start. Some of the NPCs are, you know, just a little bit flat, but what can you do? I'll tell you what I can do. I can miss nomads. Oh, funny. At least I can fight them again in the Krieg DLC. The playable characters, they're very charming. Their little one-liners and dialogue responses. But sometimes the lines can feel a bit off. But enough about what they say, let's talk about what they do. Flak, the Beastmaster. He's called Skeletor. Ooh, also, I have a spider ant, and she's named Xenophobe because look at that head.
That thing shits in a box and then has the gall to physically assault you.
GSTG, Rax, with a spider ant and a side of brutal criticals. Teleport, with a skag, and make you and your pet better. Deception 2, with a jabber, and make you and your pet healthier. I use Flak as I do Zero. Invisibility and crits are my bread and butter, so I'll keep doing it, but instead of hologram, Xenophobe can draw out the riffraff, giving me some health regen, elemental damage, and she can res me. But because my skills aren't sniper exclusive in the damage department, it opens up new avenues for different guns. But you know, I do like sniping. Amara, the Siren, or as I call her, Fruit Punch. GSTG, Phase Lock 2, and forcefully inject your elemental. By the fistful. Astral Project, and do more hurt. Come on and regen health, and deck people. I play Amara like this. You run in, Astral Project, and do burst damage to activate all of my skills. Look, I can heal like Maya, but it's through leeching off of the elemental damage I do. And my favorite flavor is Corrosion, because every badass is lined with armor. This is Borderlands 3's only melee character, so I'm gonna take the game up on that, even if it's only just because I ran out of ammo. There we go.
Hello, I am Nottshi. I promise I am real. I just got tonsillitis and Loshi thought it would be funny to put my script through text-to-speech.
Yeah, I usually fill my water bottle with water, but it's not filled.
Right. Read Pisman, my Zane.
Got more where that came
And
from.
what I'm going to do now is add a little bit of Pisman.
GSTG. Undercover. Shield shenanigans that I don't know too much about.
That's tricky.
Doubled agent. Why are there two?
I like some of the chaos.
Hitman. I went down the doubled agent skill tree, which kinda says screw grenades. Who needs grenades anyway? But I wish I had grenades. Good thing the fractal frag skill exists. Thank you, Blue Pisman. This is pretty cool when coupled with the Hitman skill tree. I don't have to do shit and can just fire aimlessly whilst my flying Roomba kinda just zooms around. Basically, My team just does a whole lot of aimless shooting with whatever weapon looks cool, pew pew. Yeah, that's about it.
Why is he in the ground?
Mose, the gunner.
I'm Mose.
Or I call mine lowlife. GSTG. Use a railgun and become shield dependent and lose your life. Use a grenade launcher and explosions. See above? Use a minigun and never run out of ammo. Seriously. I play my Mose with no health, all shield. Look, she's a tank. Seriously, look at that HP. Every time I kill, I only get stronger. I never run out of ammo, and I regen shields quickly. I can't be knocked down. And even if something is going to, I can just jump in my tank, become an Iron Maiden with a flamethrower and a railgun, and boom! All my shields are back, and on top of that, I get to be my own little Wotan. Yep, that's Borderlands and me. Wait, don't go yet! Look, there's a bunch of leftover clips, they're funny, just hear me out first, alright? It was fun to go back and play through all the games and all the characters. Oh, and in case you were wondering, here's my favorite character from each game. Shocker, I know. I promise this video isn't just a ploy to get people to play Borderlands again. If you've made it this far and you haven't played any of the games yet, I highly recommend trying them out. When they're on special, just add it to your wish list, alright? Look, again, thanks to my friends, Felix, Riley, Wilson, Alyssa. Yeah. You are kind of the only other people that'd be willing to play Borderlands for even just for a video, so I thank you. Special thanks to you, the viewer person. You've sat there and you've heard me talk to you about something I'm passionate about, you know? I know this isn't like the most polished video ever, but I've been chipping away at this thing since the start of 2021 and I kind of just want to get it done. I can't just drop everything to focus on it as much as I'd like to, especially when I have the queues calling me and more accurately, Katie messaging me, hey, do you want to play Valorant? Yes, I'm calling you out. If you did make it this far, comment Skaghide, like, so I know you went the full way. I will not be doing a video as long as this for a while. But, you know, the night is young. But I will be back. That's the bottom line. Hopefully sooner than later. So, until I'm back, I'm gonna get hyped over Wonderlands and get angry that they're selling it as a separate thing as a DLC. Like, seriously. I'll leave you with some leftover clips that truly encapsulate what I really like the most about Borderlands that I couldn't really articulate, because the thing I like most is playing it with others. You're like TD or rocket launchers?
Can't use them.
Thanks for the save, though. So,
what are you doing?
and given how tragic
Texting someone.
I am. No, I am. I am.
Turn around right now. Turn around right now, Wilson.
I'm
Wilson,
killing.
please. Wilson, please, bro.
I was reloading.
Fall Hunter, I'm wearing the sham. He can't.
6%? Are you crazy? Oh yeah,
You think the lockdown was just a precaution? You think it was just, you know, for our safety? I think it has something to do with the Steam sales dropping. You know, it's all connected.
I'm gonna pray.
I'm about to endanger their life.
Yes. I am the endangerment.
I killed him.
What's the correct term? For like someone that's overweight.
Yeah, I killed him.
Horizontally challenged.
Did you forget about life? Did you forget about...
See, look at me, parkour king. You wish you had. Did you die again?
Osama bin Laden is a minority.
Why?
No, he's not. He's a priority.
He's dead. He can't be anything.
He can be dead.
I can't because he's fucking moving too fast and there's fucking guns everywhere!
Will you marry me, bro? Hey, if anyone's interested in buying some Borderlands NFTs, I've got a bunch of character